Newsbreak, naaresto na kaninang alas 2 ng madaling araw ang wanted na drug lord na si Roland Kerwin Espinosa sa bansang Abu Dhabi. Ayon kay PNP Chief Director General Ronald Bato de la Rosa, naging susi sa pagkakahuli kay Espinosa ang tip mula sa ilang overseas Filipino workers sa naturang bansa. Agad anyang pinakilos ang Philippine National Police Anti-Illegal Drugs Group at sa tulong ng Abu Dhabi Police ay tuluyang nahuli si Espinosa. Sa ngayon ay inaasikaso na ang mga dokumento para sa agaran nitong maibalik sa Pilipinas sakay ng eroplano. Kung maaalala, inaresto na rin at nakakulong na ang kanyang ama na si Albuera Leyte Mayor Rolando Espinosa. Kasama sa arrest warrant na pinaparesto ng korte ay ang anak ng alkalde na si Kerwin. Dito na nagsagawa ng koordinasyon ang PNP sa Interpol na siyang nagpalabas ng red notice.
After months in hiding, alleged big-time drug lord Kerwin Espinosa, or make that Espinosa, has finally fallen. PNP Chief Ronald de la Rosa confirms Espinosa was arrested in Abu Dhabi through the efforts of the PNP Anti-Illegal Drugs Group with the assistance of the Abu Dhabi Police. De la Rosa says they were able to track down Espinosa's whereabouts with information coming from overseas Filipino workers in the city. Documents are now being prepared to bring him home to the Philippines. Kerwin is the son of Albuera Leyte Mayor Rolando Espinosa, who was arrested earlier this month following a raid on his home, which yielded illegal drugs and several unlicensed firearms. Police have tagged Kerwin as the biggest drug lord in eastern Visayas. Let's get more details on Espinosa's arrest. Joining us on the line is PNP spokesperson, Senior Superintendent Jonardo Carlos. Sir, thanks for joining us this morning.
Yes, Ma'am Nancy, good morning from the Chief PNP Police Director General Ronald Bato de la Rosa. Good morning to all your televiewers.
Yes, sir. Can you confirm that it was indeed a positive identification by OFWs living in Abu Dhabi? And if so, where exactly was he spotted?
Well, based on the announcement of the Chief PNP this morning, as of 2 a.m. Philippine time, Kerwin Espinosa was arrested by the Abu Dhabi police authorities. With the Philippine team already in Abu Dhabi, the Philippine team led by Senior Superintendent Berfero and Senior Superintendent Alvin Delbo. So this is to confirm that an information given by an OFW pertaining to the presence of Kerwin Espinosa in Abu Dhabi led to the arrest of the suspect.
Do we have any information on any specific location? Was he at a mall or a restaurant? Do we have those kinds of details?
No details given yet. What is confirmed is it is an information given by a fellow Filipino, an OFW working there. Apparently, Kerwin Espinosa moved from Malaysia after the issuance of the warrant of arrest by a Leyte court. So he moved to Abu Dhabi, and the limited stay allowed by the Abu Dhabi government made him he made some coordination with the travel agency that would he wanted to extend his stay in the said country. Unfortunately for him, and good for the Philippine government, he was recognized by one of our fellow Filipinos.
All right. Do we have any information on the circumstances of the arrest? Did he try to resist arrest?
So far, no information yet. We're waiting for other text messages coming from Colonel Delbo and Colonel Ferro. We will make this known once we have the details coming from the officers sent to Abu Dhabi by the Philippine National Police.
All right. PNP Chief Bato de la Rosa has been quoted to say that aside from the Abu Dhabi Police, the Interpol also had a role in the arrest. Could you describe what participation the Interpol had in this arrest?
Yes, it's very important, the role of the Interpol, because after we were able to get a copy of the warrant of arrest, we made a red flag warning through the Interpol thus announcing or letting the other police agencies around the world look for Kerwin as a fugitive. So when information came in with that red flag or red notice given to Interpol, that's the basis now for the Abu Dhabi to look for a evading fugitive like Kerwin Espinosa. Luckily for us, the information was also relayed to us. That's why a Philippine team was sent to ascertain the personality to identify Kerwin while in Abu Dhabi.
All right, we understand that although the PNP anti-illegal drugs team was already on the ground in Abu Dhabi, in fact, they are not allowed to make the actual arrest. I understand only the Abu Dhabi police are allowed to do that. So in terms of going forward, there will be a legal aspect to this. Are we certain that the Abu Dhabi police had conducted this arrest in a regular fashion or in the proper process so that there will be no technicality when Kerwin is finally extradited here and faces the law here?
Yeah, that's correct. The Interpol notice, the red flag notice itself is the information utilized or used by the Abu Dhabi police against Kerwin Espinosa being a wanted fugitive. Eventually, the proper documentation and turnover of Kerwin Espinosa to the Philippine team is now ongoing. So once the documentation and the process is finished, the live person of Kerwin Espinosa will be turned over to our Philippine team, and the Philippine team will be the one to escort Espinosa as he is deported from Abu Dhabi back to the Philippines.
Right, sir, what is your estimate on the time frame or how long it will take before Kerwin Espinosa is extradited and comes back home to the Philippines?
We're expecting him the earliest to be back in the Philippines by tomorrow morning. Hopefully, everything comes quickly and the documentation and the order coming from the Abu Dhabi authorities, then the Philippine team will be escorting Kerwin Espinosa back to the Philippines, back home by, hopefully he'll arrive here tomorrow morning.
All right, we do know that Bato de la Rosa had confirmed with Kerwin Espinosa's father, the mayor of Albuera, Leyte, that if he is found or he is spotted, then he will be shot on sight. Was that just hyperbole? What awaits him as soon as he lands in the Philippines?
I believe that the moment that he's deported back to the Philippines, he will be already under the PNP's custody. So we will ensure the safety and security of Kerwin Espinosa until he is returned to the issuing court together with the warrant of arrest. And we will follow whatever the orders of the court as to the status or the who will take custody of Kerwin Espinosa, after his live person, is returned to the issuing court.
So we don't have anything firm as to where he will be detained or who will have jurisdiction over him in terms of the police force?
Initially, he will be under the custody and detained in Camp Crame until he is returned to the issuing court in Leyte. And from there, we will follow the orders of the issuing court as to where he will be detained or who will take custody of the suspect or the fugitive after the return of the warrant to the court.
All right, Senior Superintendent Jonardo Carlos, PNP spokesperson, thank you so much for talking to us this morning.